Hey everyone, welcome to another channel review live stream. This time we will be focusing on thumbnails and titles in combinations, whether they intrigue people to click and watch. Click-through rate we know we all need. And by the way, dear replay watchers, I will leave a timestamp in the description where you can jump to where all the reviews start, so you can jump to write the interesting parts. But know one thing, it is the case that the analysis that we will do today is something that I will shortly, in a few days, give me until Tuesday, Wednesday or so, will be an extension in the keyword research tool. Let me quickly show you. Here we go. Here in the Optimize tab, when you edit the metadata of your video, then you scroll down to the thumbnail section, right? You already know that. That's the idea, to compare your thumbnails and see how your own uploaded thumbnail, this is my thumbnail here, top left in this case, compares with the other thumbnails. And here you see, which will in a few days be available, this small link here where you can then show the titles as well. Your own title is still missing here, so I have to little bit finish this feature up, but yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday it will be available, and then you can do this kind of analysis even beforehand. So even before you publish your video, so you can know that you are, in comparison to the competition, well prepared, so that hopefully people click your video instead of the competing videos that are also shown to the viewer. All right, so now it's time for you replay watchers to look for the timestamp there in the description. I hope it's already available. If you tune in a little bit later, then it will. And yeah, let's go back to the live audience. So great to have you all here. This will be so much fun again, I bet. Yeah, let's see. We have a full house. Let's see. Indian School of Physics. I think you're new, right? Welcome to the channel. Let's go ahead. GM Anton Z. Anton, I guess, right? I'm doing well. I'm super excited. Where is my coffee? One thing I didn't prepare too. Without the coffee, it's just not possible to do a stream, right? The lazy student. I think you're new as well, right? How are you doing? And here, Marlon White Noise Studio already sent you the link. If you'd want to try out the Morningfame tool for free, then you feel free to use the link. Marlon White Noise Studio just posted. Thanks for modding, by the way. And yeah, Tim Watson, how are you doing? Eat More Vegans, how are you doing? And by the way, welcome to the Early Access program. Yeah, super exciting there. I just filmed beforehand a small snippets for all Early Access users regarding the algorithm tab and the notifications, which I will shortly post on Facebook. Anyway, Portlet Angel, how are you doing? So, all right. I saw that many of you already asked for how these reviews work, and I would say let's move just right in and draw people randomly. So the idea is here. Let me know in the chat at Morningfame Review. So you basically raise your hand, right? That you want to have a review, and I will choose 2 of you every time randomly and do the 2 reviews, and then I will ask you to say that again later in 15 minutes or so, so that the next 2 can get a review and so on. So I see reviews are coming in. Review requests, perfect. Fish and Dive Hawaii, how are you doing? I think you're new as well. So I will have to see whether this is in the past I was closer to the camera, if you can still see it, I don't know. Here we have 0 is the old number, and here we go. number 8, and let's draw another random number, number 17. So 8 and 17 are the ones who get the first 2 reviews. Let's see who it is. 8 and 17. Yeah, great, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Vangelis Matzios. Sorry, I'm butchering your last name. Photography, amazing. I bet with photography you most likely have nice thumbnails, since you are, yeah, that's your field, like good pictures, right? And then the 18 would be, let me quickly check, 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Sebi, how are you doing, by the way? Great to hear about your meetup, by the way. Super awesome. All right. Sebi, the Sebi... Let me... it's kind of... you know what? Unfortunate that they don't have the deep links, as you can click on the channel name then in the live chat, because YouTube removed that it was misused in the past. You can't even think in such a weird way to imagine how people could misuse it, but we want to have a safe platform, right? And for this, obviously, I have to do a little bit more clicking to get your channels. All right. So, awesome. So that's the first ones, but we will do it in a fast pace today. So I bet many of you will get a review. All right. Yeah, good question. I don't know how they got misused. Maybe, I don't know, finding someone and disliking all the videos, or I don't know. Anyway, that's how it is. So let's move forward. What I will do this time, yeah, is I don't show you anything about the channel. Yeah, we just heard that the first channel is a photography channel. I just say like 70 subscribers, so a small channel. Great to see you getting started on YouTube, by the way. But don't tell you anything else, okay? What I want to do here is we want to look at the thumbnails and titles at the same time and see how intriguing they are for you as a viewer to actually click. So imagine you would be interested in photography in a sense, right? I mean, not everyone is, but so we always have to consider that, of course, usually people interested in photography will see those thumbnails. But anyway, here we go. Here we have the six thumbnails, all thumbnails that rank alongside each other. Yeah, so the chance is that if a viewer does a search on YouTube or sees the recommendations, that the video that the photography channel just published is visible on along with these other 5 thumbnails. Yeah, I wouldn't want to tell you which one it is. We resolve it shortly. So okay, yeah, now we have the idea. All right, Tim, great point. You like number 2 as the most. That's interesting to hear. Let me know in the chat, just by looking at the thumbnails, which one would you click the most? Yeah, just the thumbnails. Let me share my thoughts. So obviously it's about photography in most of the cases. Somehow this ball looks interesting. Photography for babies and such, yeah. So it depends a little bit on what you are looking for. If you're looking for baby photography or want to do that, obviously this one alone would be the most interesting. I think better than this one because it's more clean. Yeah. One advice that I could give for thumbnail design is that you have just a split second to make people realize what is the video about. Is it intriguing to click? And I see it's quite a mixed response here. Interesting. Number 5, number 3, number 2, number 6, 1, 3, quite a lot, 3, quite a lot. Number 2 is probably the next favorite one, and then a few of the others. Nice. Number 1 as well. Actually, this is kind of interesting. So these two look very interesting, and I agree, by the way. They tell a lot by just the without any text. And this is kind of, if you want to think about how could you design your thumbnail so that people only have a split second to realize, is this interesting or is it not interesting? If you have no text, then it doesn't take that long to even read it, right? We process images much more quickly than reading text. And of course, it's not always possible. My thumbnails most of the times have text. But if you can do it without text, that would be great. And they kind of both show like interesting effects, right? Here, this glass panel, here, this ball, kind of doing trick shots in a way, which I find interesting as well. I didn't even realize that one has text. Good point. If you have text, then you should do it in a big way, right? I mean, the contrast between black and white text is kind of okay in a sense, but quite frankly, depends on how big you see it right now. It might be too small, so making this text at least a bit bolder works well. But probably the best text is this one here, although it's also not very nice to read. This is important. If you have just a split second and use text, then make it easily readable in a way, so that people don't have time while they scroll through their feed, right? So having known that these two thumbnails are probably the winners, when we show the titles, how does it change? Let me know in the comments. Which one would you rather click now with the addition of reading the title? Because oftentimes the process is like this, at least for me. Tell me if you do it a little bit different when you watch your videos, is that first of all, we look at the thumbnail and it should be somewhat intriguing, so we stop scrolling, for example, on the home feed, right? And then the next step is always for me, or most of the times at least, if at least the thumbnail is not already clear enough, to read the title, and hopefully it contains something that convinces me, all right, I click this one, I have to watch this one. And let me see, we have number 2 now. So a random edge, interesting, it changed for you. That is cool. Sometimes the combination is more powerful than just the thumbnail. 2 or 3 instead of 1. A crochet tutorial. Interesting. This is about doing this where the baby is inside, right? This how do you call it? I mean, crochet, this kind of style to anyway, English is not my native language, forget about it, but you know what I mean. So it is the preparation and not the photography by itself, right? And here we have change your photography, super fun photography prop. So it's all about the preparation, and here it's the geeky stuff more likely, right? And here we have out of portrait, okay. How do I take photos outside? This is kind of boring, right? I mean, it explains the video topic better, but there is no intriguing element. I mean, why, if you just want to learn the basics, okay, For that, this kind of video is probably the best choice rather than doing some special effects like this one or this one, right? So it always depends a little bit on what viewer you are looking at. Who's looking at the thumbnail, right? But change your photography. This is certainly something intriguing. Super fun is also intriguing. And by the way, keep in mind, at this point, we have all photography prop, yeah, photography prop DIY. These are all search terms as well. So don't forget about the title also has to be good for SEO, particularly for small channels. We have a 70 subscriber channel here. So don't omit having a search term in the title. So the search term for the SEO as well as something intriguing that makes people click in addition to what the search term already says, right? This is basically the approach here. Hennessy, we will draw randomly some people to review shortly after I'm done with this and the next review that we already decided on. All right, quite interesting, right? So let's more quickly go through the different thumbnail examples because learning is by experience, right? So rather than me like dumping all the advice and tips on you, let's do it in a practical way. By the way, just so you know, this one is the thumbnail from our winner. The photography channel, I don't know your full name anymore, unfortunately. You obviously are one of the top ones. Really great job, really great job. I would say change your photography. I mean, this is intriguing, yeah. And seeing this effect on the thumbnail is like showing what you will learn, yeah, showing it with just one picture. Although one tiny thing I like a little bit better, this one here, because here you don't see this plastic element here so well. So if you would do it in a slight angle like him, then the camera and the plastic thing here that does the effect is more clearly visible in two separate objects. Yeah, like we have here the camera and here this kind of a food for thought here, but it's already super good. Yeah, so I'm complaining about like the last 1% or something like this. So really great job. Awesome. So let's continue with the next review. We already chose randomly the Sabi BG show. He has 260,000 subscribers, really big channel, awesome. I look forward to see what you're doing. Again, I don't want to tell you anything else about the channel. So let's move right into something that we can use for comparison. Let me see. This is kind of a little bit... All right. Here we go. This is a good one. Here we have 6 thumbnails. SabiBG has one of them. I tell you at the end which one it is. So let me know in the comments. Which one would you click by just looking at the thumbnail? Again, it's all about the thumbnail alone should already do like 90% of the click intrigue, yeah, so that people click. The title is oftentimes the extension that brings the click home, so to say. But if you can already do most of the things with your thumbnails, then you are basically a winner, yeah. Oh, I see. This is a paid promotion video in this case. Interesting. So you will shortly find out why. I see which number 4 is favorite, number 3, number 6. I see 1 time, 4, 3, maybe a little bit 2. So 3 and 4 are certainly the favorites here. Interesting. 2 and 6 a little bit as well. Awesome. I agree. This one, for example, looks super intriguing. Just to give you an idea before we show the titles, it is about a food festival. Yeah. So food is front and center, and having food clearly displayed here, so that it looks yummy in particular, is always a good idea. And here we see the food as well. Although I have to say, this one looks more about the food festival than this one could be just anything, right? So you're not very clear on what it is. Yeah, here you see it's kind of an event, obviously. This one as well. This one is just a cheap version of this one, obviously, right? So sometimes you really need the title to really understand whether this is worth watching, right? So let's show the titles. 3 and 4 are the favorites so far. Now with the titles displayed, let me know in the comments again, which is your favorite now? Yeah, just reading that. So now you probably understand it. It's about a virtual food festival. Interesting, virtual food festival. I didn't hear about that before. Kind of too bad that we have to do everything virtual, because food festivals is a lot of eating usually. I really want to go to some at one point. And I see number 3 is still the favorite so far. Number 4 is good. Number 2 a little bit. Okay. Demo. Fringe event. Okay. Let's see. Taste of India. Maybe Taste of India is interesting, especially if you are from a different country and you're a fan of Indian food. Count me in, by the way. And then you have like this intriguing element. So real good Indian cuisine, for example. Yeah, this could be something that the viewer is thinking, and the reason why the viewer would be clicking. And here we have competitions live. Okay, it's kind of unfair here for this thumbnail because it's about a different part, not the eating part, but the events that they had there, apparently dancing. Yeah. And here we have Taste of India as well, which is intriguing. So that is exactly. Hi Harley, how are you doing? Thanks for cleaning that up. And Rick Stein is a very well-known chef and TV food personality. Interesting. I didn't know about him yet. So this, by the way, good that you bring it up, Marlon. When you have a face that is broadly recognized by people, having that in the thumbnail alone, just that, intrigues many people to click. If you have a famous person there, like this famous person, then this is a reason to click, despite, like, you don't even need a great thumbnail so much or a great title, because this alone already intrigues people. So there are many different elements that could produce this impulse to actually click from the viewer side of things. So yeah, interesting. So still 3 and 4 are still the favorites, obviously. Hi Tim, how are you doing? And this is mainly the thumbnails. Here in this case, I would say the titles don't add so much more to the experience, to giving reasons to click. A little bit, but the most part is the thumbnail, and this is usually the case. So let's see whether we can find other examples. And here, let's resolve this. Sabi BG, by the way, his video is this one. All right, number 6 here. Let me scroll it up. I think my screen is hiding this a little bit. Let's do the browser only. All right, I would say this kind of feels very eventive. Yeah, so it's about an event and all that. Day 1. This is probably more tailored towards the people who attended the event and want to have a recap or something, or missed the day one, stuff like this. So this is a good idea to make it like clear that it is covering that stuff. But I would recommend you to make things bigger. Yeah. Because you can usually, on some devices, wherever the thumbnail shows up, this all is a little bit too small. And if you have like this one at the top here, you really zoom in on some object and stuff like this, or at least showing the dancers here, something like that, gives you an impression without having to like look very close at your screen, right? So that would be a way you could improve that. All right, I hope that already gives you an impression, but as I said, I want to go through the reviews quickly today, because the more comparison we see, the more we can learn. So again, let me choose randomly 2 people. Let me know in the chat at Morningfame Review. Please no double postings. Everyone just please raise your hand just one time. And I will choose 2 of you randomly again, and then again after 15 minutes and so on, right? I hope this time I only take 15 minutes. It always takes longer than expected. All right, awesome. Let me choose 2 of you. So 17 was the last number. And here we go. Number, did I click now? Darn it. I don't know. 17, let me, number 2 is this time. And number 3. Oh, interesting. Random is random, right? So 2 small numbers. Let's see. We have one, Sebastian Burkhardt and the Lazy Students. All right, perfect. Let me quickly load you up. So we have Sebastian Burkhardt. All right. Yep, that's the right one. And next we have, again, too bad we don't have video links anymore. The Lazy Student. Yep, that's you. Perfect. And here we go. All right, Sebastian Burkhardt, by the way, you sound like you're from Germany. Me too. Okay, awesome. Pixelpeer, yeah, exactly. I think, by the way, Pixelpeer, were you the one who suggested the feature to do such a comparison in the keyword tool? I can't exactly remember, but it sounds a little bit like that was you recently. I am in the process of programming that. Here in the number 4 optimize tab of the keyword tool, in the thumbnail section here, I will add this link here where you can then see also the titles and can do the same comparison even before you upload your video. On Tuesday, Wednesday, roughly about that, I will have this feature ready for you to use. All right. So let's move. Exactly. I remembered correctly. Awesome. I will tag you in the group when it's ready, so you know when it's ready to use. But just 1 or 2 days. It's not much more to work. All right. We have Sebastian Burkhardt, a little bit over 1K subscribers. Awesome, by the way. You probably got monetized now. And I will not tell you anything about this channel for now. Let's see what kind of... Oh, okay. This is a German channel, so bear with me a little bit. I will translate you everything. So here we go. We have the thumbnails here again. Okay, some thumbnails are English as well, but here what you read here is talking with employees. So this is probably human resources here, right? And this sentence says like, this is important when you talk to them. And here we have, again, talking to employees, the 7 best tips. Here talking to employees, like guidelines for managers. And here we have no text. So let me know in the comments again, which one would you click on? Yeah. Ignoring for now that you probably, most of you don't speak German. First, 1,000 hours. That is true. That is true. Ideally, you would have no text on your thumbnails, but I find it personally quite difficult also on my channel. Sometimes you have advice channels that talk about abstract concepts. Yeah. So tips and tricks for abstract processes, like for SEO on YouTube, for example. It's kind of abstract. This is oftentimes quite difficult to depict just with a picture. You can use, of course, the title to clear up any doubts. But oftentimes the goal should be to explain the whole video topic, at least only the video topic. If you don't intrigue people to click, that's the next step then. But at least you have to explain the video topic with one glance on the thumbnail only. That would be the goal here. And when you have abstract concepts, it's kind of difficult. I didn't crack this nut yet. It's kind of sometimes people find ways to do this, but it's kind of difficult. So everyone who uses text there, depending on the situation, don't feel bad if you use text. Sometimes it's just super difficult to get it without text. And in that case, rather add text to make sure that people understand the video topic than trying to make it work without text and then risking that viewers are just confused what the video is about. For example, this thumbnail here. Now we know it's kind of talking human resources talking to employees. Yeah, we already understood that. But just the thumbnail alone doesn't explain us that, right? Imagine we scroll through the home feed where we see many thumbnails that are intermixed with many different topics. Yeah. So when you do a search, in YouTube search, of course, you just searched for tips for human resources people, for example, or managers. Then you know all the videos are about this topic, but this is not always clear. So this thumbnail gets us lost, basically. We don't understand what it is about, right? So having too little text is sometimes a mistake. So play it rather safe. If you don't feel without text, you can tell the video topic good enough. So let's see, what is the statistics here? Number 2, number 6, number 4. Number 2 is clearly a winner. Number 3 is maybe the runner-up. Number 4 with number 4. So number 2 is the winner. Number 3 and number 4, maybe number 5 a little bit. Yeah, very interesting. So clear winner, I would agree. This sounds, it just looks appealing here. Yeah. So I would agree. It's sometimes, it has, it's a tricky thing here. When we are talking about the professional niche, for example, these channels about how to dress well as a man, for example. Yeah. I'm sure for women it's the same thing. But there it appeared quite obvious to me. If there's for men dressing advice, then it's always really high class, like suits, ties, leather shoes, and all that stuff, right? These kinds of thumbnails always look very professional. So like you would expect from a high class citizen who always walks around in a suit, for example, you know, kind of this vibe is there. And when we talk about professional advice, yeah, we are talking about managers speaking to their employees, then it is important that you are on a level of this professionality, maybe, on a professional level, you know? And I think, well, I know the German market quite well, obviously, since I'm from Germany too. This one, in my opinion, looks the most professional here. So if you have a manager, maybe their attention is drawn to this picture because this sounds as professional as their business practices are as a manager, right? This is kind of more the end customer, like maybe the entrepreneur, maybe the small companies, you know, whether you target it, because it's more playful, yeah? So when you think about your audience, who should click, it depends on who do you target. The professional people who have a company with 500 employees and above, for example, or more the small business who are more innovative, more playful, stuff like this. For example, I would count my business as more playful, and I would be drawn to this here and not so much drawn to the professional because I don't feel myself as as CEO of a big company, right? I mean, my company is just me, so certainly not big. This kind of a thinking that you could apply here, but certainly we see this is the winner. These two are the runner-ups. I agree to this. I would count this one in as well. And let's see if we are introducing the titles. How does this look now for you? Which one would you click now? Let me know in the comments. Does it change your opinion a little bit? Sorry, it's all German. So, LinkedIn Talk, yeah, Xing is a different platform like in LinkedIn. The talk you have every year with your employee. These strategies optimally prepare you for this talk with the employee. And here we have talking with your employee the right way, how long, how often. Yeah, I like that, by the way. So you already tell like which of these things, what will you answer in the video? I mean, advice, it's all about you have a question and you want to get it answered. Is it worth clicking? Because is it worth the time watching it? Will it answer my question? I like that one. So here, how do you lead these talks with your employees? Decisive tips which you have to pay attention to. This is in German. Now talking to employees, these 7 best tips. This is role playing with an example with this M. Werle person. Yeah, so it's a role play, obviously. That's interesting. So practical advice and not just how to in theory, right? Doing talks with your employees. Ultimative tips for managers for preparing and doing those talks. And then here is just talking to your employees the right way. All right. Makes it a little bit complicated. Sorry. So that is not in English. So which one would you click now? Let me know in the comments. I think I personally, since we have a little bit lag of the time as well, so you will probably post at your numbers by now when you hear me saying that. Anyway, I like this quite a lot because it tells me what will be answered in the video. This is super important for advice. Yeah. Maybe I should do it more often as well, by the way. I realize I do advice as well, but I never did this approach. Like how long, how often, yeah, should you do these talks with your employees? All right, number 2 is still the favorite. Ratty Star, wouldn't the wording on thumbnail 2 be better as 1-to-1? 1-to-1. Yeah, good question. I think it's a little bit of how you use the language. One-on-one is the slang way to explain, like, this is a private talk between two people. Is one-on-one. Like, for example, if you have one-on-one consulting as opposed to group consulting, you buy the time from a consultant to speak about your questions and all, and one-on-one is like full attention to you, and group consulting would be a group that all ask their question to the consultant. My understanding, thanks Pixelpia. English does indeed say it like this. The big question here, by the way, since one-on-one is actually a very, it took me quite a long of time to understand this one-on-one wording, since it's my foreign language, and I'm not sure so much if the German-speaking people actually understand that, because it's more a complex wording, so to say, that you don't necessarily learn in school. So I would be careful here to use English words. Maybe my advice, considering that it's targeting obviously German speakers who might not understand this, because one and on are two very simple words, obviously. But this combination, I mean, you were wondering about it as well. Ratty Star, right? You're probably not a foreign speaker. It's a foreign language for you as well. So for example, when I respond to emails for Morningfame, for example, I try to use simple language as well, because I'm now fluent in English and I know many sayings and all that stuff. And when I use them in responses in my emails, I never know at which level is the other person in speaking English, right? So it's important to use simple English just to be safe in case that other person doesn't speak English that well. So this kind of a thinking that I often do when I do my customer support, for example. And this kind of is a little bit tricky with this thumbnail here. Anyway, long story short, let's resolve which one is actually the thumbnail of... who was this channel again? I just forgot again. Anyway, here we go. Number 2, you are the clear winner, and the audience also said this is your favorite, right? Congratulations. It's clearly a super awesome thumbnail. Yeah, keep doing that. Awesome. Let's move over to the next channel that we chose before, the Lazy Student. Again, I won't tell you much about this channel. She is a little bit over 200 subscribers, so starting out right now. Awesome, exciting to see you making it here on YouTube. You obviously have quite of proof already that you do a great job. Otherwise, 200 subscribers won't collect by themselves if you wouldn't do great videos, right? So let's see, what do we have here? Okay, this is interesting. This one is interesting. Let's... I really mean it. 200 subscribers, 100 subscribers are usually the step where you can really say you have found the right videos for the right people. Now it's a matter of scaling it up, reaching more like-minded people, right? So you certainly are at that step now. All right, here we go. English again, so that makes it easier. Let me know in the comments, which of those thumbnails would you click? They are clearly about university here, right? Day in the life of a student. Kind of here's the university logo. College move in, starting university, right? So, and obviously it's Sterling University, Stir Uni, short for that. So Sterling, University of Sterling, you can see here. Let me see, what are you? Number 5 is already quite good. Number 3 a little bit. Number 6 as well. Number 5 is probably the biggest one. 3 and 6 are the runner-ups. Number 5. Awesome. Stika, how are you doing, old friend, by the way? All right. Interesting. Number 5. Yeah, I see. This is kind of tricky here, right? Because I think what all thumbnails quite have in common here is that the text is quite hard to read. This one, for example, here, this is, sorry, but this is a mistake, right? You can't even read it properly. Watch this before coming to Sterling University. This is we have to remember people are scrolling through their feed and they are not taking much time to decide whether they should watch a video or not, and having such a hard reading text, like I assume no one really reads it. And the image also doesn't help to explain it's somehow about university. I mean, you could think it's about hiking something. The most fundamental thing you have to do for thumbnails is at least explain the video topic well. If you don't intrigue people to click, that's a different story. It's hard to do. It needs practice, but the very least you have to do to explain the video topic well. And that is what people do the others all do well, yeah? So we have here Sterling University with the logo. We have student life of a student. Somehow it's about university, college move in, University of Sterling. Okay, some texts are too small here, right? And that's hard to read. So you really have to see the thumbnail, for example, on the home feed on mobile, where when you scroll through your home feed, then the thumbnail is on the full width. Then it's big enough to really see the whole text. But if you have it, for example, on the suggested videos section next to a video on your desktop, there it's particularly small. Then you wouldn't really be able to read this stuff. So this small text. Be careful about that. But anyway, number 3 is so far the winner, right? That was the winner. And let's see how it changes if you introduce the title, because they can sometimes fix the situation. Yeah. So everything you must know before coming to Sterling. Interesting. You must know stuff like this. I mean, it's kind of I don't like this approach. Many people do this. It really works for many. Like, these mistakes you shouldn't do. Yeah. So for example, banking on FOMO. Yeah, fear of missing out. So for example, you do something wrong. You're not well prepared. Like in this case, you will be doing some mistakes if you don't watch this video. Kind of like it's kind of not very friendly, we could say. But anyway, who am I to tell? This is a strategy that works again and again. If you want to go this route, like more a little bit on the dark side of everything, like then of course do it. It works. Like you have to watch this because otherwise you will fail or you will make mistakes or something like that. here, spilling the tea on Sterling University. That's interesting. I mean, you have scandals in here, right? Exposed stuff like this. It's kind of, I'm expecting here gossip. So if people are looking for gossip, then perfect. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Does it change? Still 3, still number 6. Number 6, I choose number 6. Number 6, everything you need to know about University of Stirling. Interesting. By the way, if you compare this title to this title, it's the same thing. Like, you will learn things that are important if you start your, are a freshman on this university, right? Here it says, like, if you don't watch it, you will fail, you will do something wrong, like negative sentiment here, right? And here it's the same thing in a positive way. Do you see the full title, by the way? Here it's explained in a positive way, like, I show you everything that you need to know. Yeah, like, you're welcome to watch it because I help you to avoid some mistakes or something like that. In contrast to, it's your own fault if you don't watch my video. Yeah, a kind of attitude here, right? So I like it much better. But someone said, like, Tim, a good point here, by the way. All caps is a little bit tricky. YouTube did a study on how to design titles, and they found out that videos that have all caps in their titles tend to be clicked less often than titles that don't use all caps. They don't know why this effect is, but their thinking was, their interpretation was that all caps feels a little bit like shouting, and people don't like to get shouted at, right? I mean, would make sense. We don't know what effect it has. Maybe it has tons of different reasons why people tend to click less often on all caps titles. I don't know. The difference is probably not big, but it is a good idea to not use all caps, at least in the whole title. Yeah. For example, here, if just the college is emphasized, sometimes there are a few words which I do as well, just to emphasize these few words in order to make it easier to read the title. Yeah, you can. Sticker, good point. In gaming, it is very common, and if I shall tell about a cliche, I mean, many gamers do shout all the time, right? So it's legit to have shouting in the title as well. Anyway, it depends on your niche, what is common, and so to say. So don't take this too seriously, this advice that YouTube found out. That all caps titles are clicked on less often. It depends on your niche and what works for you. Try with that. The difference is not huge anyway. So sometimes, but getting back to the point, if you have a title that is a little bit difficult to read, sometimes it might help to all caps a few words, to emphasize these few words in a way so that it's easier to read. I mean, for example, this is a good example, must know. Yeah. Again, this kind of attitude I'm not the biggest fan of, but this kind of emphasizes like you miss out if you don't watch this video, right? And we have to know that people don't spend much time to read the title, even let alone even reading it. Most people just look on the thumbnails, I would assume. So make the thumbnail, design the title in a way that it is quick to read, short, quick to read, and sometimes emphasis on a few words can help there. All right. Now, finally, I think you already knew from the title. Leslie, your title is this one. Your thumbnail is this one. All right. Unfortunately, the community here, the audience, decided to click rather on other videos, mostly on this one, for example, these ones. What you could do here is obviously do a little bit the standards exposed. This is your own unique selling point here, right? A little bit of gossip about this university. I mean, if they enrolled in the university, they want to know what's going on there, right? So maybe they want to know more about this, how the students are there. Are they nice? Are there certain groups that are weird or something? I don't know what you tell them in your video, right? But this is kind of a unique thing, like getting to know the university a little bit more even before going there. This has a value, and you could peel it out a little bit more, because this is an intriguing element. If people are looking for that, then they will realize they learn that only in your video, because no other video here kind of hints at showing the same, providing the same information as you will there. So with a bigger text here, scandals, accommodation, exposed, stuff like this. If you do it bigger, then it would help. Also making it a little bit more clear that's about Sterling University. We talked about this, the text is a little bit too small. If you are on home where the thumbnails are big, this is still okay, but consider the small thumbnail sizes as well, just to give every one of you an understanding. Here are the different thumbnail sizes. Yeah. So if you want, take a screenshot here to understand where the different sizes are displayed. Of course, here in, I don't know how big you display the video right now, so the sizes don't match exactly how you see it on your phone or something, but you get the idea, right? You go to the suggested videos or the home feed on any device, and then you have it referenced. This is the size. And the smaller it gets, the less you can actually read it. That's very important. All right. Let's move on. Let me know who wants the next reviews. I draw 2 of you randomly. Let me know in the chat at Morningfame Review. So I can pick 2 of you randomly again. Awesome. Let me see in the meantime. Platinum Beat, I'm not interested in tea or drama. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you always have to know what kind of audience you are targeting. And the cool thing here is the algorithms, especially home and suggested videos, they find the right people. They find the people who are interested in more the soft information about the university. Not like, some university guides, they tell you if you are there on your first day, then go to this office to get a signature for that and stuff like that, like the more bureaucratic to-dos, and help you with that. All right, they want to watch different videos, like the ones like those that visited the university, want to know how are the other students, stuff like this. And the algorithms are quite intelligent, and most likely will figure out even that they should show it to those people who are more interested in not the hard facts about the university that you would probably also read on the university pages, but more like the social aspects of it, right? I assume that the algorithm can distinguish that. So if you want to create a video more for that audience, then the algorithm will do the legwork to find the right people for that. So it is a good idea to double down on making it clear that you are talking to these particular viewers. Anyway, so let's choose more people to review now. Let's see, where's the beginning? Here we go. We have next number 4, and number 6. Sorry, it's small numbers again, but anyway, makes it easier for me to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pixel Pia, you're next, and 5, 6. Dinesh, you're also next. All right. Let me see. We have Pixelpeer. Here we go. And Dinesh Puni. That is you. Yes. Okay, perfect. Let's load you up here. All right. Let's move on to the next review. Yeah. Tim, yeah, let's see. Another hour at least. We will do the reviews. All right. Next to, yeah, let's move on. Pixelpeer, closing in on 600 subscribers. Awesome. I will not tell you anything more about her. So you are unbiased when we look at the thumbnails. Okay, this one is interesting because I bet you also know about this topic, many of you. Here we go. 6 thumbnails. Which one would you click? Let me know in the comments which number you would rather click here. I would say looks all quite interesting. All right. Text is a little bit small. Myers-Briggs type indicator. Probably you all know a little bit about it. Here we have it visible much larger, which is good. Here you can't even read, like the INFJ stuff like this is written here as well. Again, too small text. It's kind of, you could leave it out as well. This is kind of lost opportunity here to explain the video topic. But which one are you? Kind of interesting, right? This is a video to find out which personality type you are. Although the text is a little bit small here, so it would only work on devices where the displays, the thumbnails are displayed nicely in a big way. Here's also a little bit big. What is Dr. Grant's personality type? Okay, if you know Dr. Grant, this could also be an interesting element, right? Just having the person in the picture who you know and like makes people just click, right? So let's see, number 5 is obviously the winner here, a little bit number 4, number 6. 1 is number 1 as well. So the bottom row is clearly more attractive than the top row. And the clear winner again is number 5 here. Okay, I complained about the small text size, but obviously you like this a lot. And I have to say, which one are you? Is like talking to me. This is an intriguing element. Not a super strong one, but it is an intriguing element. Because it asks you a question and now you want to have the answer, right? Even if you didn't do YouTube search, where oftentimes people arrive at the videos with the questions already in mind. Here, if you even scroll through the homepage and didn't even ask a question, now you have a question and a reason to watch this because you might want to have the answer for that, right? This is kind of good technique. There, if you want your thumbnail to work well in home and suggested as well, where you don't have this context of you do a search query and hence are looking for specific videos here. Okay, and let's see if something changes if we introduce the titles. So let's see here. Let me know in the comments. Does it change? What would you click now rather? Quite interesting here is, by the way, what is your Myers-Briggs type? What is Myers-Briggs type indicator? So this is a basic tutorial, right? Explaining everything. like this most likely is as well, understanding this indicator, right? And this one is rather, talking to people. Which one are you? Yeah? Explained as well, which one are you? And I think this is kind of a big leap forward. So these 3 thumbnails with combination of the titles, right? They explain what the video is about. So this is like step 1. If you want to make an intriguing experience for the viewer who happens to scroll past your own video, then you have at first to explain the video topic, obviously. Otherwise, how could they be intrigued to watch it if they don't know what it is about, right? But you should spin it in a way that you not only explain the video topic, but also have an element that makes them, okay, I understand that I get this indicator explained, but why is it an interesting video? Or a dry teaching lesson, for example, in how to, we have to make it in a way that doesn't feel like a classroom setting, right? And this one is like talking to us, which it's really talking to us, and it spins the whole advice in a way. It also is explained, but it also answers you, who are you? And thinking about the thumbnail and the title before you even create the video allows you to add this kind of spin. Yeah, because you're kind of flexible how the video is scripted, how you will tell the story in the script. And if you start with the viewer in mind and tell the story starting with the viewer who has this particular interest, in this case, obviously, the one finding out which type you are, really neat idea. I like this a lot. And there's a good reason why number 5 is still the preferred one here. I see a little bit number 2. Okay, yeah, this is also what basic thing which is fulfilled by most of the thing. I think the clear winner is really this one, because it really added successfully this intriguing element. And that is important. This is super important. So think about that, ideally before you even create the video. Yeah. And by the way, to clear it up, Pia's thumbnail here is this one. Some people had guessed from it. Pia's face is visible here, and your hair, for example, is very unique. By the way, this is an important, intriguing element, showing your face, which I, by the way, don't do in my thumbnails, which probably would improve my thumbnails if I did. Because if you show your own face, even if not many people know you, Pia is certainly a small channel with around 600 subscribers, so many people don't know you. But those people who are subscribed to you and will immediately recognize you in your thumbnails, and that alone is a reason to click. Yeah. So people who don't know this channel are intrigued by how this whole thing is phrased. I mean, I just talked about it in length. No need to repeat that. But this one doesn't. You could add this intrigue for non-subscribers as well. I mean, the same thing. If you compare it, this inspires you what you could do, and I would certainly do it the same way. But having your own face here, certainly making sure that your subscribers keep coming back to watch your new video, because they are loyal to you. They know you do great videos. Otherwise, they wouldn't have subscribed, right? And so that's a good idea to include that. So that's a good idea. Rambling Recruiter, how you doing? By the way, too bad you tuned in just now, because half an hour ago we actually reviewed thumbnails where it was about recruiting. So feel free to later watch the replay. You have a practical example really for your niche there. All right. That's a pretty interesting example here as well. True intriguing element. this is kind of the whole idea of the thumbnail comparison, yeah? And for everyone who just tuned in, here in the, I will shortly on Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll get ready in the Morningfame keyword research tool and optimize tab. You already know that there is the thumbnail comparison that follows the same thinking that we do reviews today. And I will add this link here where you introduce the titles as well. So you can get inspiration how to phrase the title a little bit in order to make this combination super intriguing that people click and increase the, you get a higher click-through rate here, right? So let's move on right to the next reviews. Let me know at Morningfame Review here if you want to have a review, and I will choose 2 of you randomly again. Awesome. I'm speeding up with my reviews to get more people in here. I hope that I get many more of you reviewed today. Awesome. Coming in. Let me see. Do I have some more questions? Exactly, random edge. Who really knows what personality type we have, right? Kind of a tricky thing there. If you look into it, I tried to identify my own, but I'm never really sure, and kind of tricky to do. So people just want to know, even if they watched a video before that tries to explain which personality type you are yourself. So Pia, yeah, awesome. Most people know you by your pink hair. It's just perfect. I mean, if you are in a sense unique looking, and just a simple thing as the hair does already do the great job. And this way, you know, this kind of personal brand in a sense, yeah, active subscribers, they keep coming back if they see it's a video of yours. You have to have a unique style that makes, you know, it doesn't even have to be your own face, by the way. It could be something else. I have like the slanted text or like over the top yellow thumbnails. Yeah, you all know my thumbnails are super yellow. So if you ever see a thumbnail of mine, you immediately recognize, oh, there's a new Morningfame video, right? And this kind of element makes me beat the competition in a sense that if you are subscribed to my channel and saw that I do great video in the past, then you only need to see basically that, oh, there's another video of mine, let me watch it, because most likely the video will be as great again as the videos in the past, right? So that is the recognizing factor that you need for your subscribers. All right, let's draw 2 more numbers again for the reviews. 6 was the old man. Okay, here we go. Number 11 and number 9. All right, let's see. Actually, this is a random number generator up to 30. Sorry, so many small numbers. What was the first number again? Number 9 and number 12, right? Anyway, this is a new random element. It's just random. I forgot. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cillian Art, paint and draw. Awesome. You are the first. And 10, 11, 12. Platinum Beats. Awesome. We have both artful channels. So let's see. One who creates art, paintings, and one who creates music. Okay, let me see. Cillian. Cillian. That's your first name, right? Cillian Art. Paint and draw. Excellent. That's you, yeah. And next one is Platinum Beats. Here we go. not as Platinum Beats. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay. Here we go. So let's quickly load that up. And I would say, let's go strike. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. That's the reason why I was so quick. I'm sorry. I really have to do Dinesh's review again first. I just forgot that there was a second guy to review. Sorry. We draw you randomly. So, but the other ones are fixed. You come next. So let's load you quickly up. Dinesh, close to 5,000 subscribers. Awesome. And I don't tell you again much of his channel, so we can be unbiased here. Let's see. Yeah, this one is a nice one. Let's go here. Sorry again for the heart attack. Okay, here we go. Which one would you click? Let me know in the comment which number you would rather click. I think most of them clearly explain the video topic. Life of a VR developer, yeah? So virtual reality, yeah? You see here the Oculus Rift or something similar, some similar product. So imagine people would know what VR development is, yeah? So it's safe to abbreviate that because obviously that will be targeted towards VR people. They know this. Abbreviation AR, by the way, is augmented reality. That's the glasses they work on, where you see everything and there are overlays, technical overlays. Virtual reality is just fully immersed in a virtual environment without the real life around you. And let's see, we have number 3 is doing well. Number 1 is doing also well. I see number 6 a little bit. Ah yeah, I see a 3, 1, this one, and this one, and this one a little bit. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I like this one as well because you see the VR glasses here. And a smile is always good to have, obviously, right? So this one is good. And here you see, like, this is nicely designed, by the way. He has this outline around himself, which is often a good trick to, if you have a cluttered background. Yeah, this is by the way a really good design. This is just a regular video, photo, and it's quite cluttered in the background. Yeah, you see someone sitting at the desk and everything else. If you would just use the photo as it is, then you wouldn't see this person so well. So what he did here is this outline, which makes the person stand out, and also making a dark overlay on the rest of the image. So this cleans it up. Yeah. Again, this is a great technique. We have to remember that people just look at the thumbnails for a split second, and if this split second is not enough to somehow create an intrigue, at least explaining the video topic, then they will probably scroll past your thumbnail or look to the next one. Yeah, so it's super important that you don't have cluttered thumbnails because they confuse people. They don't pay closer attention to it, and you lose the opportunity to turn your impression that you already got from the algorithm into an actual click and an actual view on your video. So great technique if you have a little bit of cluttered photo here. This is a good idea. VR day of a life of a VR developer. So 1 year of VR explains it quite well as well. This is interesting, a different spin. Jobs without code, right? You can do it without coding skills. Here, I would say it looks quite professional, but it doesn't really intrigue me. You see, this is just a browser screenshot, the homepage of this. People who are in this niche VR development, they will probably recognize this homepage because it's famous, maybe. Yeah. So they will see this kind of a lazy thumbnail. I would recommend that person to do something custom, more custom here. Yeah. Maybe just use the face. By the way, be aware this is a copyright infringement here because it's a screenshot of a website. But then again, you know, I'm showing thumbnails of other people as well, which would be a copyright infringement as well, but it's so small that no one complains. Yeah. I mean, what can I do? I can't just ask all the creators. I even don't know them. So, you know, it's kind of tricky with the copyright. Anyway, let's show the titles. Does it change? Let me know in the comments. Which would you rather click now? Interesting part here is the best programming languages. This puts this one in a different spin, right? Get a job without being a programmer. Which programming languages? These two videos are obviously targeted towards completely different people, so don't worry about that. But certainly, this one alone would explain you already what the thumbnail alone explains you already what the video is about. Here you have to read the title. And this is not a good idea. Always try to explain the whole video topic in the thumbnail alone. Because, by the way, one important reason why you have to do it, really have to do it, because if you put one of your video in the end screen on your videos, there you only see the thumbnail, right? You don't see the title. Where you see the title can play the role to add additional intrigue, like we saw later with the thumbnail about the personality type, where the title asked, which type are you? Yeah, this is an intrigue that is added. It was on the thumbnail already as well, but it could only be in the title and it would add intrigue there. So it can help with that. But the thumbnail alone should already do most of the job and would be self-contained, so to say. So if you have it in the end screen, that would be already enough to intrigue people to click the end screen element. Hi Ken, how are you doing? Let's see, number 3 is still the favorite. Maybe number 1 got a little bit lower this way. Number 2, yeah, careers. So it's kind of an unfair comparison, right? They are all around the same topic, but they target a little bit about different things. But it's always about, it's the same thing. So do we have here intriguing elements actually added in the title? 1 year. This one needs the title, certainly. Yeah, if you can see it real quick here, this title. Otherwise, the thumbnail alone wouldn't explain it. But here we have a good example that all thumbnails do it. And let's say, let's see which thumbnail is yours, Dinesh. Here we go, number 5. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Too bad it wasn't chosen very often by the community. I actually really like that. What you could, because of this looks kind of playful, fancy here, this element. What you could have done with your image here is to do the same strategy as this one. Maybe that could be a good inspiration, what you could try, because it's a little bit dark and you can't really see what's going on here so easily. So I would just copy the style with the outline and the rest a little bit darker there, so you can see yourself much better here. Yeah. Number 5 is okay. Yeah, it certainly is a good one. It's just in comparison, you know. This is the most important part here. Why I implemented this comparison that you see in the keyword tool as well as in the 24 hours emails that you get as a Morningfame user. It is not only about designing great thumbnails. I mean, clearly, this is a great design thumbnail, right? But you never know. In some niches, everyone does so great thumbnails that you really have to say like, yeah, you have to up your thumbnail game because the competition is really good as well. So you have to be even better. In some niches, people all do crappy thumbnails. So you can be the winner of them all with a mediocre thumbnail only. Yeah, it depends on the niche. Especially in gaming is super crazy going on there. People doing crazy good thumbnails. Like this is next level in comparison to even those thumbnails that are already really good, right? So you always have to see like what is the competition and you have to stick out in some way. And this comparison helps you here. All right. So far that. All right. Sorry again for forgetting about you, Dinesh. I hope that inspired you all a little bit. Let's move on to the other two channels. We have next Cillian Art, Paint and Draw. So obviously about painting. And you are just starting out. I guess you're below 100 subscribers still. Awesome. Exciting to see you're started this journey. Let me not tell you more about this channel, although we clearly know it's about painting. Let's see, what is this good example? Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. The tool tends to maybe mix different topics. If you are still a very green, small channel, this is not a good example. Although, yeah, sorry. I'm just showing. Let me quickly show you what I mean. Here it's a little bit tricky. We have 3 thumbnails that are all about painting onions. And here we have baking with onions, these 3. So this is not a good example, although I have to say all look very colorful, which is nice. But this one is for our teaching purposes a much better example. Yeah. Although here you see like it's not as colorful anymore, unfortunately. But what would you say? Let me know in the comments. Which one would you click here? Number 3 is the first that came in. Awesome. And thank you, Ken. Yeah, I'm happy I finally have this studio in place. Number 3. Oh, number 3. I can understand. Everyone is saying number 3. Number 5, okay. Number 5 is maybe the runner-up. Yeah, number 5 is the runner-up. It's super great idea. I mean, first of all, this is an incredible drawing. I could never draw a face that well that it really looks like a real face, right? And then the wink of the eye. I mean, this is talking to people, right? This is we connect with faces. This is just how it works, right? And painting that in combination, I mean, this does so much with so little. Yeah, this is true skill. I mean, this is hard to beat here, right? But number 5 is a good idea because it explains what you learn here, right? This is a little bit of the issue there. This is compelling to look at. And you might click it because it's just compelling. But you don't really know what the video is about. What will you learn there? It's obviously all tutorials in a sense, right? But this one tells us hold and control your pencil. If that is an issue that you have, like how do you hold your pencil? I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a tool that you use for your craft. Then just understanding the video topic is intriguing because you need to learn it. There is a need. You don't have too much to do. If there is a person who needs to learn that, they will click rather than on the other videos because who knows what you will learn in there, right? This is very important. But I think at this point, since it's art-based and obviously natural that you show your art in your thumbnail, and hence you have very similar thumbnails, hopefully the video titles will explain it a little bit more. So let's see here. How to draw a nose makes sense. How to draw eyes. Drawing, shading, and blending a minimalistic face with graphite pencils. Yeah. So now this title explains us what you will actually learn here. So sometimes the combination really works well. Let me know in the comments, by the way. Does it change? Do you still click number 3 rather than anything else? Probably it's still the most performing one. Still 3, right? How to draw an emperor penguin. Okay, it's a little bit of a different topic here, right? Draw better tips, advice. How this is repeating basically. It is probably the search term this video is optimized for. So in this case, by the way, here you could, this is the search term, right? How to hold and control your pencil. I assume this is a search term, which is perfect. But so you need that in your title. But what you could add here in the part, you have a little bit of space in the second line, so to say. Add something intriguing, right? And what it's, for example, so that your pencil doesn't always break. That's a little bit too long, right? But for the finest lines possible, for example, yeah. If it's a challenge in art, I don't know, I don't paint. If it's a challenge in art really to draw fine lines, then maybe the proper pencil holding technique will get you there. And so for very fine lines would be an addition that you can in the end to make more people click, right? Like 4 and 6 in combination with the simple title. 4 and 6. Yeah, these are great in a sense that they are super easy, yeah, to understand. I mean, it's super clear here. Nothing much you have to think about. And I assume it's even from the same channel. So apparently this style works really well in terms of click-through rate or in general for the performance of the channel. So this is a good approach here. But you can always, how to draw a nose, you could always add something in the end why this particular tutorial is maybe better than the other tutorials. We really have to apply the competitive thinking here. We have all the thumbnails as a viewer showing up, and what would you rather click? And I would certainly click this one still, because, you know, there's something this winking. This is kind of, you know, unique, and it's really showing off skill even better. I mean, this is really well drawn, but this is even better. But by the way, here, it's interesting. Here are sketches of the nose. See them? Yeah. So oftentimes painters do sketch with a few lines what they want to draw, and then they draw the real picture over it. So it's kind of guidelines for painting. And this could be an opportunity to really do a thumbnail that is much more intriguing. What you would do is basically have on the left side a rough sketch, like just the outlines. When you look really closely, I mean, it's too dark. It's yeah, you say it right. Top 10 to-do list. You can't really see it. But if you would double down on this approach, you had the left third of this thumbnail would be one rough draw of the nose, outline of the nose. In the middle, you have a more precise outline of the nose. And on the right, you have the finished nose like you currently see in the middle. So you would, like in 3 steps, show the whole process already. You could tell so much more how to draw a nose by showing the process. Yeah, with the 3, like left third, middle third, right third. This would make it so much more compelling. Yeah, because you see with just the image what you will learn there. Now you have to trust a little bit that, you know, it's a technique that not only advanced people who can already draw really well can make use. Also, it is possible for beginners to draw such a nice nose, for example, because it would show like the process with the thirds, right? So there is room for improvement. And I see. All right, let's see. What is your thumbnail in the end? Highlight own video. And here we go. Draw an emperor. Really nice thumbnail, by the way. Sorry, unfortunately, it's a little bit it's a little bit unfair because you were mixed up with general drawing advice. And here, this is perfectly optimized for search, because how to draw an emperor penguin, easy, yeah. Easy is here this intriguing element, and I assume it's already part of your search term, right? So it's perfect if the search term sometimes is already intriguing, because you don't want to have a difficult strategy, right? So yeah, makes sense. And here, you could even, maybe you could even do this, you know, process as well. Left third, middle third, right third. So you have the finished penguin on the right side. You have like a rough sketch on the middle side. Then you have the black and white drawing, because obviously I think you make a sketch first, like he did here in the barely seeable here. A rough sketch first, then you do it black and white, and then you add color in the end, right? So you could tell a much bigger story with just the image. And I think if you would even do it left third, middle third, right third, then you would even be able to drop the text, because it would already show you, it's apparently a process of painting, right? You might even, when you have the third, like this, the sketch first, outline drawing, and then you do a little arrow to the middle third, yeah, where you see the black and white version, and then a little arrow to the final colored version, to make it clear it is a process. This would be a super awesome thumbnail. And by the way, maybe you can try that. You already have the black and white version and the colored version. So maybe you have in your photo library still the outline for that. Maybe you can update your drawing, a thumbnail, and see whether that performs better. By the way, if you create a new thumbnail, you can A/B test it a little bit I would recommend that you write down the day at which you change out the thumbnail, and then wait for, let's say, a week. And then you can compare your click-through rate the week after you change the thumbnail, and then the click-through rate the week before you change the thumbnail. And obviously you will see then there that it's higher or lower. If it's lower, you change it back. Obviously, you never know how the human psychology works, right? Sometimes you're surprised that it is actually different than you thought. But anyway, you will most likely, I think, a good chance that you will see a higher click-through rate. And then it is the easiest thing you can do in order to drive more traffic to your video, because the thumbnail is just so important. Yeah. The simplest thing, man who says knee, a good point. The simplest thing is like just switching the both images with a small arrow, no text. But ideally you would have even the sketch already, because then it's clear that it's not only about coloring black and white images, but also painting the whole image from scratch. All right. My pleasure, Cillian. And now let's move over. We have selected Platinum Beats as the next to review. And by the way, everyone who joined, I will choose more people randomly shortly. He is a music channel, makes his own beats, and is at 1,500 subscribers. Awesome. And let me not tell you anything more about him because this makes you more unbiased. Let me see. What do we have here? Okay. This is probably a good, yeah, this is a good example. All right. Here we go. 6 thumbnails, all in the, music niche. I assume everyone is producing their own ones. And what is obvious quite right away, by the way, let me know in the comments again, which one would you click the most? Would you prefer to click which one? Is that most of them have this square image, which is like a CD cover, right? They are square. Obviously, I mean, musicians create those CD covers, but it would be, of course, a good idea like this thumbnail to use the space that you have. Yeah, just a CD cover alone it's not using all the space that you could use in order to make the click happen. All right, I see. Number 2 is clear winner. Number 3 is the runner-up. Obviously, awesome. Yeah, this clearly stands out, especially considering that so many are using just their album covers. I mean, this one, I agree, is interesting because you have this Rasta man, which already provides like the cool thing, I don't know, in a sense, this kind of, and then of course, the spider, which is, draws attention. Some people say ew, but certainly it draws in attention, having a spider in there. Number 1, a little bit as well. This is kind of nice. You have the butterfly, you have people smiling, something like that, which is good. And maybe the parental advisory is an intriguing element for some people as well, because they want to listen to the real lyrics, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I like that this one particularly uses the whole space here. Now, considering that it is just music, let's see whether the title add more to it. The titles add more to it. So let's see. Let me know in the comment. Does it change? Would you rather click some other thumbnail now, knowing what the title said? Free for profit. Okay, you have to understand. Those people are all uploading their beats to YouTube in order for rappers to use them. Yeah, so it's an instrumental beat, I think. In most cases, so that rappers can take those beats and do their own raps on top of them. And for them, it's obviously very important that free is listed here so that people can actually use it without having to pay license fees or something like that. Still 2, no change. Awesome. Number 3, a little bit. Yeah, this album cover is just nicely designed. I wish it would use the whole space, but this is good. Certainly Ty Fontaine type beat. Ty Fontaine is apparently the famous rapper or producer. Yeah, it's hard to say, right? I personally have a fit with heart. It's the same for me. The titles don't really tell me so much because I don't know the niche so much. But clearly one thing that sticks out for this thumbnail, it's red, it's highlighted, it's great font here. This already sticks out just by being like, bright red, just from the color contrast. It sticks out from the others that are quite plain, like this, for example, super plain. This is too small to really make the colors count so much. This is a simple way to stick out, by the way, just having brighter colors than others do. In the gaming niche, for example, this is a must-have because everything is super colorful there. So it is not a technique that will get you ahead of the competition anymore, but obviously here it does, and this gives you an edge. So, and here, as we probably already suggested by the label, great element to be recognizable to your subscribers. They will immediately recognize from the avatar in the corner that this is another video from you, another beat from you. So this is a good element to draw in your subscribers again and again when you upload new videos. Very important. And yeah, clearly also the winner here. Good job. All right, let's... these were two. Yeah. We already had two news. I didn't forget one this time. Let's move right on. Who wants the next reviews? Let me know in the comments at Morningfame Review. And I draw two of you randomly again so that we can do some more reviews. Yeah, and again, what we just saw, like the titles didn't mean anything to us. Because we are not in the beat making space so much, but certainly everyone who looks at those, they know the artists, the producers, the beat style and all that. So it means a lot to them. Yeah, the titles naturally are this way. And as we were able to see, all the titles from all the different channels were designed in the same way. You have to follow the culture a little bit in your niche oftentimes, yeah, because that's the way how it's done. And if you diverge too much from it, you risk confusing people and maybe not getting the clicks anymore. So I would recommend to diverge from the common style how people usually do it in your niche, only if you're sure you improve on top of that. Yeah, you break the pattern only if you know you break the pattern. Yeah, the common style how all the creators do it in your niche. You break the pattern only if you know that you clearly have an improvement to make. All right, let's do two more numbers. All right, here's the next one. Number 2. Today it is doing so many small numbers. Let me increase it a little bit. And now here we go. Number 30. The biggest one possible. Okay, number 2 and 30. Let's see. Hi Brad, how are you doing? 1. Number 2. Auralia ASMR. Awesome. This is a very a niche for the senses. So I guess we will see nice thumbnails here as well. It is for the senses after all, right? Yeah, that's you. And then number 30. Who's number 32? Zero 9999. Okay, awesome. 09999. Yep. Is it you? Yes. I wish they had the links in the live chat, but they don't. Okay. Let's go. Okay, how to Adu? Yeah, thank you. Okay, 0999. No, so sorry, 0. This is unfair. I have to remove you again because double posting, this is super unfair to other people. Um, let's just take the next one. Here we go. Blaine, look, Lair, let's do you. So, here we go. Blaine, old friend. All right. Okay, let's start with Aurelia ASMR. All right, you have 60,000 views on your channel, and so yeah, you hit your subscriber, but a small channel, interesting. ASMR, clearly, that is great. And let's see if we can. Do we have something descriptive? Let's do. This is interesting. ASMR apparently tends to have less text on it. Here we go. Yeah, let me know in the comments which one would you click. Who doesn't know about ASMR? This is a niche where kind of people. Do you say fluster, or is it a false friend? I don't know. Speak quietly. This is what I mean, and kind of a effect for relaxation, sleeping better, stuff like this is the purpose of it. By the way, there's a super interesting documentary on Netflix done by BuzzFeed. They have a series about weird things or interesting, uncommon things on social media, and ASMR is the first episode of this series. Super interesting to watch, by the way. Super interesting. All right, and I see 4, 6, 1, 1, probably 2, 1, 4, and 6. Okay, it's interesting. 2 and 4, 2 as well. You know, I think I recognize a pattern here. They all are not, you know, your opinions are spread quite widely. We don't have a clear winner this time. The probably they probably don't tell us the topic too well. What is it about? Yeah, and just to explain you a little bit, with the items that they hold in there are the items with which they produce quiet noises. It's all about quiet noises in ASMR. And here apparently here's a bubble wrap in a sense, maybe. Here are some makeup, how do you call those, which you use to, more English language, not my native language. Anyway, so she will use them on the microphone. Here you have products as well, everything that you could use in order to produce quiet sounds, right? And here obviously it's about being at the barber and cutting hair and making curls. So makeup brush, exactly, brush. Can I forget? Oh yeah, interesting, by the way. Good point. They collaborated here. Awesome. Collaborations are the best. And this is the best thing that you can do. The intriguing element here, obviously, is the recognizing factor. So seeing the faces of the persons. So especially the audience will recognize them and click them. It's always a good idea. And this video certainly falls flat here. Everyone else understands that well. Let's see. do the titles, that's interesting since the opinions are so spread here, do the titles help in some way? So we have, oh, I see, it's German actually. Awesome. So it's role play for being at the barber, cutting hair. There's a little bit of English in there, so you can. So summer makeup, role play. I make your makeup. Big sister makes my makeup, role play. Collab, summer hair, role play. Yeah. Here we have a interesting RSMR unboxing of a fan article. Interesting. And here a relaxed haul of articles you get at the those shops that sell beauty products like Walgreens and such. I don't know the word either now. You're testing my English quite a lot today. All right. Does it change? Let me know in the comments. How does it? Do you want to click something else now? It's kind of. It's kind of difficult. You really have to understand the audience better. Yeah. Obviously, collaboration is always an intriguing element, because if the maybe bigger audience watched her video next and got to know about her, Juliet, yeah, this Aurelia and Juliet, and then see her video next in the next day, for example, then they will recognize that, and that way bring new audiences to the channel, on top of the promotion that the collaboration will bring, right? So this is a good idea to introduce a new face to a new audience, by the way. So these are certainly the intriguing elements. I wish more of them would be telling a stronger story about what kind of RSMR would be done here, right? Like this one does, maybe in a good way, I would assume, right? And showing these elements here as well. I'm not sure how strong this intriguing element is, because then I would need to be an RSMR watcher and really know my audience well. It's really the perspective of, you have to think about the fans who always watch this kind of stuff. And we usually, I guess most of us are not that familiar here. But I think it's very intriguing, those two, this one as well, in a sense. Yeah, it's kind of, let's see. I mean, Marlon, you're right. Let's see. Here, for example, this is also an example how it looks. The items are always very important in this niche, so showing them is important. Showing your face, obviously, is a good idea, although this alone is not enough, showing your face, because people who don't know you don't have that as a reason to click on your video. So then the items are more important, the candle, the cream, and so on, right? And here we have something similar. I think, peeling out these items that will produce the quiet sounds in the video is very important, and doing something more about it, maybe doing an outline even. Here the contrast is really good, but here you could, for example, do a white outline around the brushes and so on, so that this way it becomes more easily visible which items will produce the sounds in the videos. Which is, of course, for the viewers, the intriguing element here. And let's quickly resolve it. Maybe some of you already had an idea. This is our girl today. This is really a great thumbnail here. You could certainly do an outline, maybe declutter this space, unless of course they play an important role here in your thumbnail, in the video. Then in the end, if you use those creams that you show here, then it's a different story. But we had in thumbnail before, if you already tuned in there, where the person cut out the background and made it a little bit darker, so it's a little bit more decluttered, so that you can focus on one item. The quicker you can do, the simpler the thumbnail becomes, the quicker people can process that visually, and the quicker they can make the decision here to click on the video. I really like your thumbnail. It is really good. I think just I'm having an issue with not knowing your niche too well. I assume that but I assume this thumbnail works really well. Good job, good job. All right, I hope that helped you. Let's move over to the next channel. We have Blaine, and he has a little bit about over 8,000 subscribers. And let me not tell you so much about his channel. Let's look at the thumbnails here. What do we have here? This one. Oh, yeah. This is a good example. Here we go. One of them is Blaine's. Let me know in the comments again. Which one would you click? It's kind of interesting. They are super similar here, right? I mean, apparently these two are from the same channel here. Maybe even those three. So that's the reason why they are so similar. But anyway, obviously in this niche, thumbnails look quite a lot here. Good question, Tim. What is the subject? I wouldn't know without the titles, right? Except, of course, this thumbnails. Get retro games on iOS with no jailbreak. I mean, super cool, yeah? Everyone who does gaming would now know what it is all about. I mean, you could maybe see that in the screenshots just here, right? But then you have to know what is this icon logo and this icon logo. Here, this is iOS, and this is probably the emulator that runs those retro games. The app that you can download, which has many retro games installed, I assume, right? But you have to know that. And this is oftentimes a good question here. How much understanding do the viewers that you are targeting actually have? I assume some will recognize this as iOS, but you have to think a little bit about it. What it is that because it's a colorful 13? I mean, it's very unique for the iOS logo, but who does know this so precisely? And here, this app logo, you might never have installed this app, right? I mean, when it is about installing those games, then probably the biggest takeaway from those videos is to get to know the app which you can install in order to play the retro games. So that means you don't really know this app icon yet. And so we really need the titles to understand this, but let me quickly check. Number 3, the clear winner, I agree. I mean, it's self-explanatory, right? Super important here, yeah. That the thumbnail alone does the job. As I said earlier, you might include a video of yours in the end screen, right? And there is no video title. So the thumbnail alone must describe the video topic by itself already. Otherwise, you will likely not get the click. And I see a little bit of number 6, number 5, one time number 5, but 2 times number 6. So this could be number 5. Yeah, it's explaining it a little bit more. But again, here is the text is a little bit small. Yeah, so be careful about that. Clear winner, number 3. And when we extend the title, let me know again in the comments. Does it change? Would you rather click on another video now? I mean, just the first glance, these description titles are very explanatory only, no real intriguing element. However, since this one already says no jailbreak in this video, which is important, jailbreaking is like cracking your software, and this is not really legal to do. Many people do, obviously, but it's important to know that you don't even need that. You would lose your guarantee if you do this and stuff like this. So many people don't want to do this. So knowing that no jailbreak is intriguing, because if they would require jailbreak, then it would be a no-go for many. So no reason to watch the video then. And here, this video doesn't tell that, but the no computer or jailbreak needed. This is an important information, yeah? It's not a superlative, like this fancy words like super great or exceptionally or quick, easy. These words that exaggerate the situation a little bit, which you might use here as well, but a very descriptive, important piece of information, which adds to that, right? Would you agree? Tim, I like number 2. Awesome, awesome. But here I could add like the different consoles that are supported here, games from the different consoles. This is interesting, right? If you are nostalgic because you owned a SNES before, you want to play those old games, right? And you see in the title, oh, there's SNES games here. So that would earn you a click, because they said, oh yeah, I want to play my old games. Let's see how I can do that. Yeah, this is certainly an intriguing element for that. And a good job here. And by the way, that's also his thumbnail. Awesome, Blaine. Good job here. Clearly, from the colors, you stand out, and from being self-explanatory. Yeah. As opposed to the other ones, you clearly have your nose in front. No, this is a German saying. You're ahead of the game or something like this. You could say in English. All right. Yeah, sticker. Good point. Yeah, I agree. It's really the best one. Awesome. I would say let's cram in more reviews. Let me know at Morningfame Review in the hi Carl, how you doing? Pellet TV, by the way, very interesting channel. He's talking about pellets only, like super niche down. It's interesting. Super niche channels nowadays work really well, by the way. I saw many examples. It's really an interesting development. Okay, no double asking, please. So far it looks good. I thought it would go without saying, but you know, it should be fair for everyone. And okay, let's draw another number. Here we go. Number 15 on the next one. Number 6. 6 and 15. Let's see, who is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sticker. You're next. Awesome. Sticker. By the way, super awesome to have you sticking around for so many years already. Okay. Let's enter you here. And then 6, 15. 1, 2, 3. 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Anthony. Awesome. Yeah. Anthony Reed. Yes, here we go. Also an interesting channel. Let's go right away. Do you have a few Oh yeah, I hope you can recover from the situation. Corona, crazy, crazy. So. Okay. Okay. One off. Sorry, Tim. Yeah. But again, for everyone who just tuned in, you can make the same kind of comparison in a few days in the Morningfame keyword research tool. Here in the number 4 optimize tab, you already have this thumbnail comparison, which is exactly the same thing that I showed today. And on Tuesday, Wednesday, it's not much to do anymore. I'm finishing up this new feature where you click here and can even see the title. Your own title is missing here still. So you can do the same kind of comparison, right? This kind of, just seeing this in comparison, you can learn so much from it. To improve it, you just have to be a little bit better than the competition. And oftentimes the titles, how they are done from the competition, how the thumbnails are done by the competition, gives so much inspiration already what you could do next there. Okay, let's move into the first review. Stika, a gaming channel, a little bit over 5,000 subscribers. Perfect. And again, let me not tell more about this. Let me just show you a little bit. Here we have. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Okay, here we go. Let me know in the comments again, which one would you click? Thanks a lot, Zanet. Okay, you see this view already, right? It's probably just a lag a little bit. Okay, let's see. Obviously, it's about Night into Dreams, this game. Yeah. Again, here you have to understand that most of them use the logo of the game itself. And this is an important recognizing factor. Really important. I mean, yeah, people who play this game will recognize, oh, there is another video about my game that I play and love. So this alone gives people more reason to click. Yeah. I think it's a good idea that all of them included that in their thumbnail. You always have to find elements that in a split second make people understand, is this video for me or not? Yeah, is this generally a topic that I'm interested in? And whenever I see something that makes me recognize that are the games that I play, then I stop scrolling and look closer. Yeah, this is kind of the idea behind it. You scroll through the home feed, for example, and you see some thumbnails, and you need to make people stop scrolling so that they pay a little bit more attention to your thumbnail and then also the title, and seeing clearly not only the logo but also the character of the game. You see it quite well here, for example, or here. This is maybe not too well visible if you scroll fast and don't look that closely. But let's see, what are the top ones? I see 2 a little bit, 6 a little bit, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 4 a bit, 4, 2, and 6, I think, are the top players here. So they are quite similar, I have to say, and this oftentimes in a niche that thumbnails tend to be very similar. And here, for obvious reason, because everyone uses the logo of the game, footage from the game, the character and all that, naturally, these things tend to be similar. So we have this one, and this one. I agree. I agree totally for that, because they are, from the design itself, you see the character much more nicely. And by the way, I like this angled perspective here. Daryl Eves once did a video about thumbnails, by the way, it's on public on his channel, kind of a month ago or so. Check it out if you have a chance. Really good examples there as well. And he said, like, whenever you have a perspective in some sense, not as slight as in this case, but really super, you know, these thumbnails, for example, someone stands in front of the camera holding a watermelon, and you see like 50 meters drop down, they drop a watermelon from high above, and then they have like this perspective where the camera looks down onto the person holding the watermelon, and you see in the background like way down the bottom, the street, for example. So if you can do perspective, that always works well. This is something you can see in Daryl Eve's video, good examples for that. But a good idea, Alon, by the way. Using different colors maybe allows you to stick out. Of course, you have to somehow stick to the theme of the game, because the pink obviously is part of the game and should be, is in a sense a recognizing element for the game. Yeah. So that would be important. But sometimes if you have a game like this, you could do like half. If you have some text and do a different, like in this case, it's using golden. Yeah, maybe golden is not the best color here, but you could, for example, use yellow as the contrasting color, or I don't know, maybe you could even use green to just break the pattern a little bit, to stick out. Because imagine you would see all those thumbnails in the search results. Yeah. Then obviously most of the thumbnails, videos that you see there are all on the topic you are searching for. So which one would you click rather now? And an easy way is to stick out with brighter colors. Here it's not easy to do because all thumbnails have quite bright colors already, or like contrasting colors, like different colors. And here naturally, because we have everything pink, you could do another color and just by that alone stick out among them. Hi Pam, how are you doing? Good. Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, good point here. The border here. I assume this is also a recognizing element that comes in all thumbnails from this channel. By the way, this is also a good thing when you don't show your face. You use some kind of element that makes your videos stand out from the other videos, in a sense that your active subscribers who already watched your videos in the past recognize, oh, there's a new video from the same channel that they already like. Yeah. So let's see. Show titles. Does it change your opinion? We've 2, 4, and 6 were the favorites, basically. Let me know in the chat if you would rather click something in the title. I mean, I like somehow the wording here. What happened to nights into dreams and how to fix it. Yeah. This kind of, you know, something is broken with the game or something like this. How to fix it. Yeah. Or is it outdated and not supported by new platforms anymore, and people want to still play it, maybe in an emulator or something like that? I don't know what it is. What it is about, but this is kind of intriguing. Featuring Diggy Valentine, maybe that's a famous person, yeah, in the gaming niche, yeah, another big channel creator. If this person is very famous, then this could be serving as an intriguing element, by the way. A game review, okay, that's very descriptive. HD, yeah, maybe that is important because maybe that is an old game, and most of the games have crappy quality because they are from 10 years ago or so. Could be the case, right? Digi Valentine is pretty famous. Ah, good. So it is an intriguing element here. Yeah, people will recognize, they know Diggy. And hence, it's a good reason to watch this video. Yeah, if you understand those areas, then these intriguing elements can come in many many shapes and forms. Yeah, HD. Tim just confirms it. Yeah, you have crappy quality usually, and you want to watch it finally in HD quality. So people might click on other thumbnails first, and watch that and say like, "Oh, crappy quality." Go back in the browser and then look through the thumbnails again. And even though the thumbnail is not the best here, they see HD. Oh, now second try. Let me watch this one instead. Right? This is kind of why this is important to have. Marlon, Weidner Studio, good point. Yeah, the titles are not very intriguing so much in this case. They are much better examples, but they have their elements. This HD, then DJ Valentine's, if you know the niche. This makes it work. It could make a difference of 1 more percentage point of click-through rate or so, and ultimately that could make a huge difference. I don't know, right? All right, and let's see. Stika's own video is this one. Awesome. You were one of the top favorites. Good job, I think. Awesome. You could even do a little bit more perspective, maybe. To make it more intriguing there, but good design overall. And let's quickly check. Yes, here are all your thumbnails, right? The pink border is your recognizing factor, and you always have this slight perspective in there, which I think is really a good idea. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Let's move over to the next review. We have Anthony Reed, Hypnosis and Affirmations. Yeah, so Hypnosis channel closing in on 10K subscribers. Awesome. Exciting milestone ahead, right? So let me quickly show the thumbnails. I don't want to show you too much from the channel. So you are unbiased here. Let's go with let's go with this one. All right. Let me know in the comments. Which one would you click? Zanet, I will draw the people randomly shortly after I'm done with this review. All right. What do we have here? Sleep and relationships. A little bit forget your ex. So it's apparently about heartbreak and how to overcome the negative emotions of breaking up, obviously, right? Helping with that, which is a good thing that you do. Perfect. Obviously, this one doesn't really explain anything. Yeah. This is the worst idea that you can do. What is this video about? Of course, the title will clear that up. But I think you shouldn't depend on the title. Yeah, you should do a thumbnail which is explanatory to an extent, at least, that you roughly know what you will see in the video. Although this, of course, a nice picture, it's just not well suited as a thumbnail. Maybe as a desktop background on your PC, right? Yeah, you might be sucked into a parallel universe. Yeah, it could be dangerous. Okay, cool. Number 2, 2, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 1. It's kind of split again, right? It's kind of split. It's not really that one sticks out super well. Yeah. Erase them and move on. Oh, do you see like the them is erased? Like fun idea, by the way. To slowly erase the them, but now I don't really see the M anymore. And erase the, move on. What does it tell me here, right? I mean, it's a cool idea with the rubber here. So it's erasing. What you could do instead, by the way, is clearly showing the them and not fading it out here to the right, and putting the rubber end of the pencil on top of the M somehow, so it looks like it's about to be erased. And maybe some, you know, when you erase something, then you have these small things that the rubber that from the rubber, you know, and putting some around in the thumbnail, so it really looks like you are erasing something. That this could be quite nice. I like this idea here of telling a story in some sense, right? You're about to erase something, and in this case, of course, your past friends, relationships, or something. Get over the breakup heartache, and but how it's executed here, you know, you always have to make sure that you don't, in pursuit of telling a story in the thumbnail, you don't lose the explanatory, explaining the video topic. The explanatory power that the thumbnail has. Without the M, it doesn't make much sense anymore. So this kind of, I would say a little mistake. Anyway, what do you say about that? I'm not sure about number 3. Basic and old school. Yeah, good point, by the way. This is kind of, looks like the old, maybe book covers or something like that. This certainly, for example, looks much more modern here, and this one as well. These are a little bit plain. This is kind of what are you used to in your niche, and maybe this is kind of when you look through all the thumbnails that in the niche exists, many of the old ones were done in this way. You have to move on. You have to beat the competition, be a little bit better, break the pattern, do something more fancy. I mean, it's always the case, right? We have to improve, because people get bored, right? Very good point. Very good point. And let's see, does it change if we show the titles? In some sense, is there something that sticks out now that you would rather click now? This one is very descriptive, certainly, and adds to the thumbnail well, to get past, letting go of past relationships, which this is the basic thing you always need to do to really properly explain what the video is about. What can the people expect, especially in the how-to niche, right? But same goes for entertainment, yeah? Will it be fun? If Mr. Beast wouldn't really explain his challenges that he does clearly, then you wouldn't know whether it would be fun to watch, right? And if there's a lot of emotion in this video, which is his strength certainly, and so it's same for entertainment. You have to build some kind of expectation of what will be happening in the video, and whether you're stoked about getting this experience that the thumbnail and titles suggest. Still 4, number 3, number 2. It's still split, kind of. You stand by number 1. You don't trust whether this video will suck you in an alternate universe. You let go of your pain. Certainly here you need the title in order to understand what the video is about. Self-worth affirmations for 8 hours. Yeah, this can trigger the audience in this niche, because this affirmations thing is kind of important in this area, I assume, and this could trigger heal emotional trauma, which is like on the point with very few words, explaining what it is about and what people are looking for, which is, I think, a good idea. And by the way, these 8 hours that you see here 2 times, yeah, this is important because this is kind of how people consume the videos there. Of course, you would usually see the timestamp, so you would actually it's not important to see that have that in the title here, but you know, thumbnail and titles are not always the only thing that convince people to click. Sometimes even a timestamp is something. Here you want to have something that runs while your whole night sleep, right? So you need to have many hours of footage here. But also, like in other niches, it's kind of, you don't want to have a 20 minutes video. You only want to have 5 minutes. So the timestamp can be a deciding factor for that as well. I lost the train of thought. Anyway, wasn't too important. Yeah. Let's see, which one is your own thumbnail? Here we go. Perfect. Awesome. By the way, I coincidentally talked about your channel quite a lot already, so I stand by that. By the way, what I really like is you are the only person who tells a visual story in your thumbnail here. I mean, having the pencil erasing a word. This is a story. I really like this. Telling a whole story in your thumbnails is something that is so hard to do. This is really, if you master this craft, then you are the top of the top. And just to give you an example, Mr. Beast is also a super good example who does it every now and then. By the way, I just see on the home screen my own thumbnail here right now from the stream. I really love the way how these fingers tell the story of putting 2 puzzle pieces together. It's also kind of, I mean, not perfect. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is the best thumbnail overall, but there is something happening. Someone puts the puzzle pieces together, right? I mean, that's the purpose of the review today. So think about kind of these things, but really the biggest master of it all is Mr. Beast. And let's see here. There is one thumbnail that stands out in this one here. Yeah, let me scroll a little bit. Here we go. This thumbnail is super great. I mean, ignore the title for a second, although it adds greatly to it. I mean, there's someone getting a credit card, being really excited about it, and you know, you have expectations for the video already. You know, there's someone going shopping, and if you know Mr. Beast just a little bit, I mean, it's obviously about shopping with high amounts of money. So this is telling a whole story here. This is a whole story. This is what I mean by that, by the way. Although I have to say it's super hard to make this work. Just as an idea for you, so to say, where this is basically. When we talk about thumbnail design, I came up with the concept. The first thing that you have to do is to explain the video topic. Then the next thing that you have to do is somehow break the pattern to stand out from the competition. This is what we do today, these comparison. This is everything about it, right? Stand out because you have to be a little bit better in the design than the other competing videos that show up alongside your videos, right? And then the third, which is really the master thing, is to tell a whole story. Basically, ideally, the whole video in a nutshell. This is not always possible. I I couldn't put my whole advice in my how-to videos, for example, in a sense, into my thumbnail already, but you could basically do a teaser. Yeah, I don't know if I actually have a thumbnail that does it in a sense. Yeah, so you already learn a little bit via your via the thumbnail. So the teaching already begins in the thumbnail. It's kind of the hunch that I have, which would be the goal for how-to channels to tell a story, so to say. All right. By the way, Pia, good point. Simplifying the sidebar, although it's a recognizing factor, just for everyone to see that again. Here, some people have the sidebar. Yeah, and the more you can clean it up, the better. Yeah, and my recognizing factor here is certainly where do we are? Let me see. Let me show. Okay, here once again, my thumbnail here. These are the lines on the side, for example. They don't steal a lot of space in the thumbnail. Or just having the whole yellow. Yeah, this is something is also a recognizing factor for subscribers in particular, because who wouldn't recognize my thumbnails by seeing something so bright yellow there, and when we have a kind of design in this way that doesn't eat away much space, the better. Yeah. That's the basic idea here behind it. Okay, I would say let's cram in 2 more reviews. Let me know in the comments at Morningfame Reviews. Again, please no double posts, and I will pick 2 people from you randomly again. All right, some questions in between. There is an IKEA conversation going on. Everyone has the Billy cupboard in the background, right? Is this called Billy, or is the other one the one 4x4 squares, right? Everyone has that, except me. I'm a rebel. Okay, next random number, 13, and next one, 11. Okay, 11 and 13. Let's see who is next. My pleasure, Anthony. Yeah, the erased word. This would be a good idea to not confuse them with the. Oh my God. 11 and 13, right? Yeah, 11 and 13. My brain is not very well made for live streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basharun, and 13, House of Hacks. Awesome, Halle. Okay, let's go. The first one is Basharun. Welcome to my channel, by the way. I think you are new, right? Basharun. Let's see if I can find you easily. You are... difficult. Basharun, can you paste your channel link, please? It will be blocked, of course, but I can still see it because I have a hard time to find your channel. Just post it in the chat, and I can find it this way. Let's do House of Hacks then first. And here we go. Okay. Have a good one, first 1000 hours. Okay. Hi, MadPack. How are you doing? Awesome. By the way, MadPack, check out his channel. I think, yeah. His channel, his thumbnails are super crazy, super crazy. I'll show you after the 2 reviews. His thumbnails are incredible, really. He certainly doesn't need a review from me because I'm his student. Okay, House of Hacks. Let's start with that. Basharin is okay. You're is Jimmy Cannon voice coach. Excellent. I think I can find that. Copy and paste should work. Oh, you're working with Rashid these days, right? It's super interesting what you do with your thumbnails. I assume highly inspired by MadPack, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Let's do House of Hacks first. Harley. Okay. Harley has a channel, 11,000 subscribers, just for your understanding. And let me not talk about more of that because that keeps you unbiased. Let's see. This one is a good one. This one is a good one. I like this one. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. This one. Let me know in the comments. Which one would you click? Which one would you click? Obviously, as you can see here, this is about a DIY cutting space. Here's the cutter, cutting table, right? It's written here somehow, no text, but it's certainly about the same. She has a ruler and wants to cut some linen, maybe, something like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Number 6, number 3, the blue and yellow. So that would be number 3, number 1 or 2, I think. Number 6. Oh, number 6. Okay, it's kind of split here. 3 and 6. It's kind of interesting to see here because I think these are all quite well-made designs, right? But they target different things. Yeah. This is obviously about the table. This is also about the table. Here it's about the cutting itself, for example. So depending on what you're looking for, you're rather interested in a table or the cutting process. This is maybe the cutting process, I would assume. This is also the cutting process. These 4 are more about the furniture itself. So yeah, depends on it. But for example, this one clearly stands out with the blue and yellow, right? I mean, this is a simple method of just standing out here. Because I assume he is nothing interested in the background either. Yeah, kind of you see like the workshop, but everyone knows this is kind of a workshop. You don't need to see any details. So why not use it for color? Yeah, when you have a grid like on the home screen on desktop or everywhere where you see multiple videos at the same time, that the thumbnails that draw the most attention are oftentimes just the ones that are really colorful. I mean, this is how eyes work, right? And only then you look closer what you actually see there. And I think this is a great idea to add that in the background. Yeah, it's a kind of in order. Palette TV, awesome. 3, 6. Yeah, here you see a smile from a person. Yeah, Showing your smile is always awesome. Yeah. This woman shows herself as well, which is always a good idea, because that has the recognizing factor, as we see here as well. Some of you might know him also. People who watch those channels keep coming back just because they know, oh, there's a new video from that particular channel, rather than any random other channel that they don't know of. Because every time you try out a new channel, you might land at a video that you don't enjoy, right? So it's safer to just watch the videos from the channels that you know and love, yeah? And that is the reason why you show yourself, like in 4, 6, and 3. And yeah, the subject, yeah, it stands and falls a little bit with the subject. Yeah, let's move on to show the titles here. Does that change anything? Let me know in the chat again. I mean, yeah, cutting table for sewing room. Okay, that explains the purpose a little bit more. I wish they would have done a bit of color editing here that's brighter, like this one, right? So it really matches an IKEA catalog as well. I mean, if you are in a niche where you have like an IKEA catalog or something like that, you can learn so much from there as well. I mean, professional photographers put a lot of thinking in there, and you can just borrow what they already learned and do it the same way, right? This is also the reason why we look at the thumbnails from other channels to get inspiration. It's easy as that, right? And still, number 6, thumbnail tells it all. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, this is telling everything in very few words. Very few words. I have to say, yeah, kind of sewing storage spec. My IKEA hack. Yeah. My IKEA hack is somehow interesting because you might have an IKEA table already, and maybe it's about alternating that table to turn it into a cutting space, right? And explaining that with very few words is always a good idea if you can not lose any words. I mean, for example, this one explains it very few words. This one is together with the title. Okay, then we understand it a little bit better. But here you don't really know what it is about. Here, this, for example, successfully made it clear that what it is about, somehow cutting, yeah, on this table, just by visually telling that, yeah, which is ingenious at this point. But I have to say here, it's a little bit confusing. Is it about the cutting itself, or is it about how to make the table? Yeah, this tells me a little bit about, this is about the cutting, but it's actually about the table. Yeah. Could you make this a little bit more aligned? That the thumbnail and the title says basically the same thing. That would be my idea here. But anyway, this is on a arguing on a high level, right? Already. Yeah. Number 4 is really, if you understand, this is, I mean, it is a proper shot. It somehow explains it, but there's so much room for improvement here, right? As you say, Pam. So interesting, yeah. And some of you already recognize it. Harley's one is, of course, the top one here. Yeah. I think you know, you're on the verge of doing so good thumbnails. This is so cool. This only thing that I see, as I just said, like the thumbnail tells me a little bit of a different story than the title. Not so much of an issue, but you tell a story here. And as I just explained, this is already top level game. Yeah, only the best can really do it. And on the route to making this happen, really telling a story, you might screw it up here and there a little bit. Yeah, and I think this is an example where it's not 100% aligned here. So I don't really know how I could do it better because it's already really good. What everyone else should learn from that, if you have like space that is not used in any sense, which wouldn't add any other value to the thumbnail from the information standpoint, yeah, telling viewers more about what the video is about, adding just bright colors there is always a good idea. And Harley showing himself here is ingenious. While obviously the focus on the is on the table itself, but he managed to put himself into this picture without drawing away too much attention from the topic of the video itself, which is the cutting and the table, right? Really nicely done. Oh, my. Okay, screw that. Okay, let's see next. We have another thumbnail, and here you are now in for a treat. We really in for a treat. We have a small channel, 269 subscribers, just gotten started. But I'm so happy to have you in my community as well. And Rashid, super awesome guide. He's super knowledgeable. They are currently, I lost my marbles. They are working together to improve the thumbnails, and to Madpack was he brought this whole knowledge to us, yeah, in our community. And it's about voice coach, yeah. So how to improve your voice, and let's see. These are all so great examples, really. Let's just take this one. This is a rhetorical question at this point. Let me know in the chat, which thumbnail would you click? I mean, this is the best example. If you have a niche, obviously, that doesn't do really well thumbnails. I mean, we obviously see here, they put a little bit more effort in here, but this one, no effort at all. I assume these are even frames from the video itself, and not custom-made thumbnails, so it's easy to beat those. This one is, of course, if this would be a famous person, this would be a different story. But I mean, it doesn't look really nice. Here, they tried to do it better, obviously, and did also a decent job here. But I mean, yeah, number 5 is not bad either. That's true. But you just can't stop this. And, this is already telling a story as well. I mean, the font tells something. It tells the video topic. Yeah, the text tells the video. 5 tips to control stutter. Okay, we know what it is about. Perfect. And I really love how this one is the stutter is like a little bit zigzag there, because this kind of replicates people stuttering, right? And showing him is his own face, by the way. So recognizing element for the subscribers to keep coming back, right? Perfect. But also having your face in front, like, I don't want to talk. I'm self-conscious about when I'm talking, so I want to be quiet, right? Quiet. This kind of telling a story, like you have a big issue with your stutter and you want to fix it, and you're not happy to talk to people because of the stutter and all that. Like, this is all done in this thumbnail. It's just awesome. I mean, yeah, what can we say about that? And Um, uh, yeah, Madpack. Madpack is always. Sorry, I just lost your first name. Uh, um, is always about having as little as text as possible, maybe nothing. Keep in mind, he is the master of thumbnails already. But then again, you have to see here, this is an abstract concept. And you want to explain that in the thumbnail. So the rule to have the as few text as possible, or even no text, this is an ideal, but don't, for everyone else, I mean, Madpack knows that. For everyone else, don't take this too much into consideration. If you can't explain the video topic easily without text or just 1 or 2 words, better put a few more words in there, because it's super important that people understand the video topic. Yeah. And in this case, I have no idea how to explain it without text even, although there might be ways. Yeah. Marco, of course. Yeah, Marco. Madpack. Yeah, you're. Let me quickly show it. Before I have to, because these are so great examples, and this is so great to see for everyone else here as well. I mean, it's simple, right? And you have bright colors here. You have the lightning bolts a little bit going on a little bit. Yeah, eye candy, eye candy. You have the story in there, the text that explains it. He holding his hand in front of the mouse, as I just explained. This is the absolute necessary part. But everything else, yeah, you have remaining space. What do you do with the space? And they came up with, yeah, just adding those bright colors, because this is eye candy. This draws the attention. I mean, yeah, what can I say? You all know how cool this is. How are you doing, Mario? And here we have another example, by the way. Yeah, how to protect your voice, where I really like how the lines are around, this part. I mean, we could have made the photo a little bit more to see the neck, yeah. But again, I mean, he's so far ahead of everything. This one was the previous one, and here, look at that again. Holding his nose here with his finger. Awesome. By the way, would be super awesome if you had a white outline around the finger. Maybe it would look weird, but then you would draw the attention more closely to seeing the finger, something like that. If it's really small, then maybe, yeah, could improve it a little bit further. But I mean, this is the last percentage point that I will try to squeeze out with my idea here. Super great examples. I think these are examples where we don't even need the title. We don't even have to look at the titles, because the thumbnail alone explains it all. And if you put it into the end screen, for example, where you don't even see a title, then it works by itself so perfectly already, right? And talking about great examples, now Marco's examples. Madpack. Let me quickly show you that. Because, I mean, Marco, when did we do the live stream together? Like 2 years ago, and there your thumbnails were incredible already, and you improved them step by step even further. Marco actually does tech reviews, and yeah, you can see that here. I mean, look at that. Crazy, right? Crazy. It is, I mean, there's everything in there. Everything in there. What can I say? Yeah. 2 years. Yeah, exactly. Basharun, yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. You are more than on the right way. I mean, look at that. You're not far away from what Marco does, and Marco is like the top of the top here. Um, it's just like that, right? Um, like a comic book now. Exactly, exactly. Sometimes, let me show it. Sometimes it's nice to see them even bigger here. Here you have a little bit of a bigger thing. So this is kind of what I explained earlier. Yeah, for everyone else, you have kind of in the thumbnail space, you have kind of two different approaches for thumbnails or different challenges for thumbnails. Um, Many channels like Marcus here as well is product centric. Yeah, like this, we had this cutting table. Marco is a lot about electric mobility or camera gear and all that stuff. It's always some items, and when you talk about items like substantial things, right? Then it is super important that you show it front and center in your thumbnails. And look at that. He does it perfectly. I mean, it is crisp clear that this is about the camera. He looks at the camera. So the whole attention of the whole thumbnail draws towards this item. Yeah. Here, I mean, it's so many things, right? This light shines. So we look at what is this, and even with the off chance that people don't look at this shining light first, he points at that. Yeah, here there is nothing else than this bike helmet, and maybe even these lines point towards this helmet. Yeah, so this is important when you have some items you talk about. And to combine it even with your face, like Harley did before as well, with his face in the background. They shouldn't draw too much attention, but you want to have your face in a sense that people recognize you easily. Although here in this case, Marco thumbnails are so unique, I bet he wouldn't even need to show you his face, like he demonstrates here with this one. You would still recognize it as one video of the MadPack channel. And but then again, you have some channels like mine, for example. Yeah, let me quickly open my channel here. This is about abstract concepts. Yeah, you have no item. But whenever I have an item in a sense, yeah, for example, when I talk about tags, then I show tags, then I have an item again. But if I talk about growth strategies, for example, this is an abstract concept. And this is oftentimes, this is also a little bit of the tricky thing. Like we had this video before about stuttering, right? Stuttering is not a substantial thing. This is something you can't experience by your eyes. You can only experience it via text or via voice, of course, right? And when you have such abstract concept, then it's unclear what you should show in there. Yeah, but I always try to conceptualize this in a sense that there is an object in the end as well. It's not very easy to do. Yeah, for example, here I'm depicting the celebration of here I'm depicting the celebration of my keyword tool became 2 years old, for example. Yeah, but I had to say keyword tool because who knows about what it is, and my keyword tool doesn't have this one item that I could show, right? I mean, this thing above here, this is something from the interface here, but still it's kind of tricky. So, but I always try to kind of protect your channel, for example. There's also an item, a shield, that depicts the concept of protecting yourself. But it is super hard to do things for conceptual things. For example, would you What would you guess here? What would be this video about? Let me know in the chat. What is this video about? Yeah, I'm sometimes trying to do it without text. But when you have these conceptual things, then it's hard to tell what the video is about because you don't have anything tangible that you could tell the story with. So SEO. Cillian, good guess. Half of all my videos are SEO, but in this case it's not. Yeah, I think yeah. How to grow your channel to the sky. Awesome. Channel taking off. Awesome. I'm actually, it's great that you say that, because actually this video is about a new logo design. I did many different logo designs with Fiverr, and I presented the results here, and that is my favorite logos about all the things. And this, in a sense, I will alter it a little bit. I got super great feedback, by the way, which I will incorporate later, once I get more time. So this is the new logo, and the logo for Morningfame, basically. So channel taking off is a good guess, because that is what the logo shall show, right? Although the thumbnail is about my new logo. Yeah, this is the problem here, yeah? How can I depict? That is, I could have made a better job here. Maybe showing, like, I don't know. I mean, the concept of a logo. A logo is a visual thing. It is tangible in a sense. Could I have done this a little bit better? Oh, by the way, thanks, Harley. If you are inspired by the thumbnails that you just saw here from Marco and from, I forgot your name again, the thumbnails about the voice coach, then certainly watch this live stream that Harley just posted in the chat, because there Marco outlines his process, how he designs the thumbnails as well for you. His process got much better nowadays, of course. It's already crazy good back then, 2 years ago. But this process is basically the same that he still uses. He uses a little bit more tools, a little bit more is added to it. So he just became an even greater expert there. But for most, it's anyway too much expertise at this point. This live stream will tell you so much to get you jump started about it. And awesome. Big words, new logo design. Exactly. This is kind of the idea, right? Sometimes you have conceptual things that you can't really depict just with images. Yeah. So what I did here, for example, this suggested or browse or search, for example, I'm showing like, I'm trying to show like, you want to rank in search, you want to show up in browse and home, you want to get into suggested videos, where it's all pointing toward a position where your videos could appear. Yeah. So at least I didn't need the text like how to rank in YouTube search, how to rank in home, how to rank in suggested videos. Yeah. Which I did many years ago, or not so long ago, actually. I had much more text. So I reduced the amount of text. But I see like there is a limit when you're talking about conceptual things, really getting down to no words at all. So what I want to tell you with long story short, it is perfect if you need no text. Yeah. But no text means you have to explain the video topics perfectly in the thumbnail alone without text. There must be no confusion about it. The title helps you to further explain the video topic. It might resolve a little bit of confusion, but don't aim for the title to solve the issue that the thumbnail doesn't really tell everything about the video that people may need to know in order to decide to click or not. The thumbnail has to be explanatory. So if you need a few words, because it's a conceptual thing that can't be depicted very easily just by images, yeah, then don't feel bad if you need a few words. This is really top class skill, thumbnail designing skills that you need here. And I certainly take a lot of, it takes me a lot of time to step by step come up with ways to depict conceptual things. But the title, which we reviewed today, all the time is that they must not solve the issue of explaining the video topic that the thumbnail needs to do, but they can add an intriguing element on top. Like the thumbnail should intrigue, but then if you read the title, there is a second reason why you click the video now. Yeah, this is basically the goal. So you don't need the title, but the title could add on top. And as you know, since especially small channels are dependent on SEO, the first part of your title should always be the search term you optimize for. And then the second part is one where you add some words for the viewer to read, which intrigue them even more to click. That would be the perfect titling strategy that has like the perfect balance between SEO requirements and, intriguing the viewers to click, making it intriguing for them. All right, I would say let's wrap it up for today. But before we close, are there some questions that you have? Exactly. Yes, Pia, thumbnails are not easy. It really takes a lot of time. But over time, I see like new options coming up and so on. It's very specific to niches, by the way. But the best thing that you could ever do is to really compare your own thumbnails to other thumbnails. And as I showed again in many times in this stream here shortly, thanks to your recommendation, Pia, in the number 4 optimized tab of the keyword tool, by the way, invite in the description in case you want to test it out, where you optimize your metadata. You have this thumbnail upload section where you upload your own thumbnail, can compare it with everyone, with the other videos that rank for the search term you optimize your video for. So you have to beat those in order to, beat the competition and rank higher, basically, right? And this is already existing. You can upload your thumbnail, upload multiple versions, of course. Now I only have one version, but anyway, and then even show the title. So even in combination, you can decide, maybe you can improve something, yeah? For example, this is about tags, and here are not very many intriguing elements, unfortunately, but maybe someone uses an intriguing element in addition in the title that is really, makes you want to click as a creator even. And then you can just do something similar in your own video title, right? Same goes for the thumbnail that inspires you. This additional feature will be like Tuesday, Wednesday, it will be live. Oh yeah, adding video links in the description is super powerful. We want people to binge watch, right? So recommending more videos is perfect idea. By the way, goes hand in hand with the thumbnails. Thumbnails are important for suggested videos as well. So is binge watching and so on. So if you put everything together, great thumbnails, great titles, linking to other of your videos in the cards and screens, linked description and pinned comment, then you make it happen that your videos can perform really well and trigger the suggested videos algorithm. But it's, of course, a topic for a different live stream. And as Cillian Art, that is true. The thumbnail comparison is not always perfect. It might mix up like unrelated videos sometimes. But this is not always the case. So if you have sometimes a thumbnail grid that compares yourself to not exactly the same videos, the next one will probably, and over time, yeah, that's the idea. It's not so much about making the particular thumbnail perfect, but over time improving bit by bit by getting inspiration from the other videos. And with this, like, improving your skill, thumbnail designing, titling, writing skills step by step. And over time, it will be working much better. For example, if you look at my channel, when I did the live stream with Marco, that Harley pasted the link into the chat before, he inspired me to really up my thumbnail game. And this was the point where my thumbnail suddenly became completely yellow. Yeah. But at first I had black and white imagery on top of it, and it looked like not colorful, actually. I didn't realize it before because there's so much yellow. I thought it would be colorful because of the yellow. But since it's just yellow and black and white, the rest, it felt like not really popping, weirdly. So my new thumbnails all have multiple colors in them. Here, as you can see here, I add many different colors and not just the yellow, at least the red as well, so that actually the thumbnail looks like it is colorful. It's weird, but you know, you learn so much about how to use color in your certain particular case. So it's taking time. So over the 2 years, I think I got much better, but still work in the progress. Yeah. So just keep at comparing yourself to the other videos in your niche and draw inspiration from that, and that will slowly give you the way of arriving at a thumbnail style that is also repeatable for your channel. You don't want to design completely different thumbnails every time because that is too much work, right? But it's slowly but steady. This is kind of the approach. Of course, you could ask a designer to do it for you. But then again, that would be expensive to pay a designer every time. Although there are services out there that do that for like 20 or 30 bucks per thumbnails. So for a small business already, no problem. You could easily pay that. I personally prefer to learn that myself because graphic design is my thing, so to say, a hobby. But then again, don't have much time to practice every time. So for me, the process is more like with every new thumbnail that I do, I put a little bit more, like 15 minutes or so, thinking about looking at other thumbnails, doing a Google image search, for example. Just as an example, this one here, this Venn diagram that you see here, was an inspiration where I made a Google image search about relevance. I mean, relevance again is a completely conceptual topic, right? It's not something that you could depict easily. It's relevance is a mathematical formula basically. So how do you depict it? I certainly wouldn't show a mathematical formula there because we don't want to indulge in math usually. But I saw this Venn diagram that inspired me to do it myself as well, right? Whether it was a great idea or not. If the thumbnail, the click-through rate is kind of okay for this video, but there I found a new way to depict something conceptual. And this is kind of the challenge that I'm facing all the time. And step by step, I find new ways, which is something that you can't learn in general advice. Yeah? I try to make it with the reviews here. I try to make this as practical as possible because we look at so many different channels. But then again, the thumbnail style that works best for you is very fine-tuned to your niche and fine-tuned to your content. Every channel finds a different formula, basically. And I hope that this kind of comparison slowly, step by step, brings you towards figuring out which styles work best for you. based on all the inspiration that the competing thumbnails can give you. Yeah, okay, I think let's see. That is true. That is true, Trichi. Very true. The best way you can learn about thumbnails is the gaming niche, because they are crazy with their colors. Let me see if I can. YouTube. Bring up some Markiplier, for example. I like Markiplier's thumbnails quite a lot. Let's see. No, let's load it up. Let's load it up. Yeah. My pleasure, Pierre. Okay, as last one thing, let me show you a little bit about the thumbnails he does. Yeah, okay, cool example. Here we go. Markiplier thumbnails. And, you know, he always shows his face. And by the way, as you see here, exaggerated, no? Bigger than in real life. Here you see it a little bit smaller, but the spider is emotion enough. It shows emotion all the time, like the scary part. Yeah, here you see actually a thumbnail where they realized this face doesn't look angry, so they had to add an arrow and a word there. It's a good example where text solves an issue with the thumbnail. But here again, like in big size, also always screaming in some sense. Here you see this one. Yeah. So this is also part of telling a story. Yeah. A story is it doesn't have to like then this happens, then this happens, then that happens. Yeah. It just a snippet out of the story, and he like is angry or scared or something like that. Emotions alone are a story by itself, you know, and that is basically what you are aiming for. If you are like in the top level mastery of creating thumbnails. Yeah, super great example and a good inspiration from them. Of course, it is sometimes hard to build the bridge between their niche and your own niche, because every niche works a little bit different. But, you know, many experiment with that already, and the best thing you can do is just borrow the ideas from them to increase your click-through rate like immediately, because you have these design elements that just work. And especially for big channels, for some reason or the other, they are all good, because otherwise they wouldn't have grown that far. Cillian, a very good point. Story, but begs you to ask what more is in the video. It's just a teaser, yeah? Like in movies, when you watch a trailer, for example, it makes you interested for more. What happens in the whole story, right? A trailer is much more than a thumbnail, obviously, but same thing. You tease what will come up, and having emotion in there, yeah, in some sense, makes you, especially in an entertainment niche, expect to have fun. And that's the reason why people are there, why they watch entertaining video, right? So emotions is certainly one important aspect that basically works in most niches really well and makes sense really well. Okay, I would say let's wrap it up for today. Thanks for all your questions. It was really fun to look into all of them, these different thumbnails. We will certainly one time in the future do thumbnail reviews again. They are so important. We all know that, right? And so let's see where we arrive then. If we have more stories about YouTubers improving their thumbnails over time, that could actually be an interesting thing, like showing the progress that people make. Let's see if we can do that. Certainly, those channels, I leave up my own my old thumbnails all the time. I want people to see how the old thumbnails looked like, to see the progress and so on. Also, of course, because I'm too lazy to redo all the thumbnails because it's really a lot of work. So I can only do it for the new videos. But I think when we maybe that could be a good idea. What do you think? To at one point do some kind of review where we could look at the old thumbnails as well as the new thumbnails and look at what has improved over time. All right. My pleasure, everyone. Really my pleasure. I would say have a great rest of your Sunday, and see you around in social media, and of course with the regular uploaded video in 2 weeks again. Thanks for sticking around. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers, my friends.